Welcome to the tutorial on the Business Plan Readiness Assessment tool. This tool will assist you in evaluating your level of readiness for launching your venture or your product opportunity. The purpose of the Business Plan Readiness Assessment is to provide a self-assessment tool for the entrepreneur to analyze their business plan from an investor's perspective. The Business Plan Readiness tool is not designed to cover every minute detail that should be included in a business plan. It's designed to cover the critical information that investors look for in evaluating the risk in a business venture opportunity. The business plan review allows the entrepreneur to score the business plan from two perspectives. One simply evaluates whether the information suggested is addressed or not. The second perspective allows the entrepreneur to assess the quality of the information compared to the investor's expectation. The structure of the survey follows the 5 primary risks that investors consider in making an investment decision. It also provides an assessment of the quality of the executive summary in view of its importance to the investor's first impression of the plan. We recommend that entrepreneurs use the business plan assessment to evaluate their own plan before sharing their plan with others. When scoring the plan, we encourage entrepreneurs to remember the following. Be honest with yourself. Remember that investors look for reasons not to invest versus why they should invest. A score of good is not good enough for investors. Have a qualified outsider review and score your plan. Be open to recommendations. And as the business planning readiness results improve, the potential for funding increases. In scoring the plan, keep in mind the assessment provides a menu of responses to each question ranging from poor, fair, good, very good, and excellent. A score is generated for each of the risk areas as well as the overall plan. A score of 90% or higher is excellent, while 80%, 70%, and so on correspond with very good, good, fair, and poor respectively. Investors would expect scores 80% or higher in all risk categories as well as the overall score. A score below 80% in any single risk category would probably disqualify the plan from investor consideration. Clicking the Products box on the home page provides an in-depth written description of the Business Plan Readiness Survey, including the purpose, directions, and scoring. We strongly suggest that you read the description before taking the survey. The second box, titled Tools, is only available after you've logged in, with exception of the Entrepreneur Readiness tool, which is freely available to all visitors to the site. Clicking on any one of the readiness assessment tools will take you to the assessment. Once you've completed the assessment, the results will be reflected on the assessment, and the scores will also be reflected on the readiness level summary. The first scoring section is the executive summary. Since the executive summary is often the first and only portion of the business plan an investor will read before meeting with the entrepreneur, it deserves special attention. While some business planning guidebooks will insist that the executive summary should be 1 page, I'm okay with it being 2 pages if it provides a clear and succinct description of the venture. The executive summary should address the background of the company, the product, market, management, financials, and the development strategies for each of the components. In addition, it should address the capital need and the structure of the investment offering. Just as I recommend writing the executive summary after the business plan has been written, I also recommend that this section of the survey be scored after all the other sections have been scored. Most of the venture capital tool assessments have a feature that provides insight into the importance of the assessment question. To get access to this information, click on the circle with the question mark inside it. Clicking on the question mark will open a dialog box that provides insight into the importance of the question. The execution risk information reflects a macro view of the venture opportunity from the investor's perspective. It's often important to get an outside reviewer to review your scores in this section. The entrepreneur is often too overly optimistic or biased about their own venture to get meaningful, non-subjective responses to this section. The responses to this section should be very good or excellent in order to attract investors. Anything less than a very good or excellent score will require a great deal of compensating discussion to overcome any weaknesses identified in this section. The product/technology section should focus on the features and benefits of the product. However, most of the discussion should focus on the benefits and explain what the underlying economic value proposition is to the user. Business plan writers often make the mistake of trying to sell the product to the investor versus selling the plan. The product should demonstrate compelling differentiation from the competition in that it is faster, better, or cheaper by magnitudes of degree. Products that enable other business systems, products, or technologies are generally assigned the highest product value. Closely behind are products that offer the user a unique competitive advantage. While important, products that increase profits and productivity are not considered as valuable as the previous two. Market risk information is another area critical to the business plan. The key thing to remember when working on this section is securing reliable, validated market data using solid market research methods such as consumer surveys, primary industry interviews, third-party market research, contracts, and/or focus groups. Failure to secure solid data results in unsupportable financial models and forecasts. One of the first assumptions investors will challenge is the projected sales forecast and the price point. Investors will not place any credibility in a plan that uses a sales forecast based upon arbitrarily capturing a conservative percentage of market share. The key objective of the management section is to convince the investor that the entrepreneur has the skill to identify and recruit the type of management team that matches the market opportunity. Likewise, it reflects the entrepreneur's persuasiveness in recruiting a board of directors that also meets the venture opportunity. Ventures with high growth forecasts designed to capture a national market should reflect a board of directors and advisors with national reputations and experience. Ventures with more modest forecasts should recruit the best board members available who demonstrate a wide range of contacts. All ventures should select board members who bring expert perspectives in business management, marketing, production, legal, and finance. Keep in mind that investors are reluctant to fund ventures that have a husband and wife in key management roles due to the potential for unforeseen domestic issues, as well as the potential need to have other sources of family income during the vulnerable startup phase of a venture. The financial section should include a realistically achievable 5-year financial pro forma. After many years of reading business plans, most investors are weary of hearing or reading that the entrepreneurs believe that their financial forecasts are conservative. It's not as important that the numbers are conservative as they are realistically achievable. To support the proposition that the numbers are achievable requires a significant amount of reliable and validated data to support your point. Also, within this financial section, it is important to present the investment offering. The offering should include the pre-money valuation of the investment opportunity, the amount of investment capital being sought, the amount of equity ownership offered, the use of funds, and the anticipated amounts and timing of the investment. Scoring the survey. Once you've entered responses to each question, click Calculate and Save to generate your score. If your responses require extra time to respond, you may want to click Calculate and Save after finishing each section to prevent the assessment from timing out. This concludes the presentation on Business Plan Readiness Assessment.